It's the first Monday in October, and here are the 7 reasons that all of us should be watching what goes on inside the United States Supreme Court building over the next term. Number 7, new Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson received her investiture on Friday and replaces moderate Stephen Breyer. Number 6, a Clean Water Act case involving an Idaho couple who want to build their home on their own property near a lake without getting a federal permit. Under the Clean Water Act, it could result in a significant loosening of regulations under the environmental law and impact rules for millions of acres of land near wetlands. Number 5, a case under the 1965 Voting Rights Act involves the state of Alabama, where just one of the state's 7 congressional districts has a black majority. That's even though 27% of the population is black. A 3-judge panel that included 2 appointees appointed by President Trump agreed that the state should have to create a 2nd district with a black majority. But the Supreme Court stopped any changes and said it would hear the case. A ruling for the state could wipe out all but the most obvious cases of intentional discrimination on the basis of race. Number 4, this case could limit states' oversight of elections for Congress. North Carolina's top court threw out the state's congressional map that gave Republicans a lopsided advantage in a closely divided state and eventually came up with a map that basically evenly divided the state's 14 congressional districts between Democrats and Republicans. The state GOP argues that state courts have no role to play in congressional elections, including redistricting, because the U.S. Constitution gives that power only to the state legislature. Number 3, a Trump-era policy favored deporting people in the country illegally, regardless of criminal history or ties. Now the Biden administration wants to make it easier for illegal aliens who pose the greatest public safety risk to stay in the United States while they seek asylum rulings before immigration tribunals. Number 2, affirmative action. In cases from Harvard University and the University of North Carolina, the court could end any consideration of race in college admissions. And number 1, LGBTQ discrimination. The Supreme Court will hear a First Amendment dispute that deals with a Colorado website designer's refusal to make her services available to people who want to have same-sex weddings. And that's the way the world is. See you next time.